many more lives will be lost to these rivers of lava as they are released from deep within the bowels of the earth. The tropical paradise of the Hawaiian Islands is in reality the top of the greatest volcanic mountain range in the world. Tourists come to these islands to peer into the very heart of the volcano, taunting its deadly force. The people of these islands have learned to coexist with this continual reminder of Mother Nature's power. Do we know enough about volcanoes here or anywhere else in the world to be really secure, to be able to relax believing we would be warned in time should a volcano erupt with deadly force? Scientists tell us that the Cascade Range of the American Northwest is a time bomb of volcanic activity. These volcanoes may erupt within 200 years or 2 days. Which one will next erupt? The ethereal Mount Hood last erupted in 1801. Will her future activity bring death to hundreds of thousands? Mount Mazama was totally destroyed in her last eruption, leaving only the shimmering crater lake. When will the stillness of her waters be shattered from within? The ice-laden Mount Rainier was last heard from in 1882. If she were to erupt tomorrow, what would happen to the populations of Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia? Mount Shasta, the mystery mountain of California, last erupted 200 years ago. Will she last another year? The area around Mount Shasta is a lush recreational region. Her slopes welcome skiers in the winter. The air here is clean. The fishing is great. The hunting is some of the best. And the risk of death by a volcanic eruption is far greater than at Mount St. Helens. Yet people seem to have balanced this risk with the joys of living here. 12,000 people make their homes in the towns that lie in the shadow of Mount Shasta. When Mount Shasta erupts, scientists predict with certainty that these towns will be devastated. The towns of Weed, Mount Shasta, McLeod, and Dunsmuir. The inhabitants of these towns have come to accept their situation and have developed emergency plans. What if Mount Shasta were the next to erupt? Would its beauty be destroyed, leaving a path of desolation like that of Mount St. Helens? How many lives would be lost? Would the people of the neighboring towns at the very base of Mount Shasta be warned in time to escape? Here, in a simulated evacuation created for our In Search Of cameras, residents and officials of the little town of Mount Shasta demonstrate what might happen when the mountain springs to life. The resort town of Mount Shasta appears peaceful enough, but it lies in the path of potential destruction. How will this picture change if the volcano that looms above it begins to heat up? Advised to begin evacuation, the National Guard will be called in by the governor. Federal agencies will stand by, ready to add their support. Local officials will put their well-rehearsed evacuation plans to work.
The GSA said the mountain's going to go.
Give it to highway patrol. Attention, all
Okay, I'm on my way.
Attention, all units. Stand by for emergency broadcast.
Begin evacuation procedures. Evacuate this area immediately.
Citizens realize that these plans are what stand between their personal safety and certain disaster. Equipped with special maps of the region, pinpointing farms and mountain residences, the California Highway Patrol will join forces with local officials in an effort to evacuate surrounding rural and recreational areas. vast regions are often filled with campers and hikers, people they fear may be unable to hear the warnings.
This is a hazardous area. Must evacuate. Evacuate. Immediately.
Exactly. This area is closed.
We got two more.
The towns of Weed, Mount Shasta, Dunsmuir, and McLeod have long been aware that this could happen at any time. Local leaders are confident that their residents can be evacuated without incident. National Guard members will comb the streets on foot in order to locate any stragglers or children who may have been separated from parents and move them to evacuation centers outside the danger zone. If all goes as planned, the warnings will be heeded. The streets will be deserted within hours. An eerie stillness will hang over the empty town as it waits for the inevitable. No, it hasn't happened yet. Mount Shasta still stands. The eruption you just saw was created by our In Search Of team through the use of a model. Still, some scientists believe that Shasta may be the next of these slumbering giants to awaken. How can we predict when it will happen? The seismograph gives scientists an indication of volcanic activity, but it has not proven to be an accurate tool of prediction. Volcanologists are developing the magnetometer. They feel this instrument's predictive accuracy can be proven. However, will magnetometers be distributed throughout the Cascade Range in time? With all of their machinery and knowledge, scientists were unable to predict Mount St. Helens eruption. Perhaps there is another predictive tool that should be explored, the human mind. With her sensitivity to harmonic tremors, Charlotte King displays an amazing accuracy.
It started out with a severe migraine headache, which I've had since the 18th of March. And ever since that time element, the pain has increased and decreased with mountain activity. And prior to the 18th, on the Friday before, the pores in the back of my hands opened up, and I had bleeding in the capillaries on my hands and my cheeks. I had a severe headache. I was beginning to tilt a little bit to the left of my body. I was having trouble maintaining balance. And when the evening of the 17th arrived, I got up to turn the TV station about 8 o'clock and directly walked right into a wall. At that point, I made a phone call to the TV station and told them it would go within 12 hours. 12 hours and 12 minutes later, the eruption of May 18th occurred.
As we watched, our In Search Of cameras captured one of Charlotte's remarkable experiences.
Something must be happening on the mountain right now because the pain is very intense. It's coming in waves. This is the type of pain I've had with the harmonic tremor, and it comes on very suddenly like that and hits very hard.
At that exact moment, 10:56 a.m., June 25th, tremor activity was confirmed by the United States Geological Survey. Will we be forced to rely on Charlotte King to tell us when Mount Shasta or other Cascade volcanoes will erupt? We attempt to understand the phenomenon of the volcano in scientific terms. Yet even in today's world, the Native Americans' understanding of the ways of nature may prove the more accurate. Cowlitz Indian Tribal Chairman Roy Wilson.
Today, as we hear the rumbling of Mount St. Helens, we hear the spirit of the mountain speaking to us of Mother Earth's concern for the life that she sustains. The spirits of our own departed who were buried on the mountain are coming back in spirit retribution against the white men who desecrated our graves, who denuded the mountain with clear-cutting the forests, damming up the rivers and covering the sacred places, we hear the spirit of the mountain speaking out that unless we change our ways, there will be greater destruction.